Okay, so this will be the video to go over Lakebed Temple. First I'll just go through it playing, I guess, sort of casually. I'll basically be doing this is the good enough route for most people. And I'll probably throw the boss on at the end just because, like compared to Argarok back in this City in the Sky video, Morpheel, there's a lot less to the fight, so it's feasible to actually cover it as part of a different video, whereas Argarok kind of needs a dedicated video, and dedicated videos already exist. But anyway, so yeah, we'll go through it, and I'll try to not pause too much, and then we'll do the boss probably, and then I've already recorded a playthrough doing really fast strats within reason, to kind of show that'll be the one with all the LJAs and everything. I'm not sure how many LJAs we'll have in this first one, since most of them will be covered in that one. And then after that, it'll probably be several clips of going through different setups and visual cues and stuff like that. All the tricks that are in the harder, faster run. But anyway, we'll go ahead and get started here, just playing through it more reasonably. So yeah, first room has 2 chests. Nothing really special in here. And grab the lever. You can't really speed this room up too much, other than I saw there's some task thing where you like backflip through the gate or something, but yeah, you wouldn't do that in a run. So in this room, if you move forward, it'll knock that one down. So we're going to, normally you'd want to use bomb arrows on these, but I do want to show, how you can use boomerang and bombs, because this isn't logic. So you can do it like that. You basically pull the bomb. I think we can stand over here and that guy's not going to see us. So you pull the bomb into first person, and then look at the target, and then hit it. For these ones, it's better to look kind of high on it, because otherwise sometimes, like if I look here, yeah, see, sometimes it'll bounce off, so it's better to look high. And that's consistent enough to where I can just, like I tried to make it happen and it did happen, so. But yeah, if you do have bomb arrows, then obviously bomb arrows is going to be faster. Okay, so this room, there's nothing really to it. He did a slow attack there. If he does the fast attack and you try to pass him on the right side, then you'll get hit a lot of the time, whereas if you roll past him on the left side, you won't get hit. The target I just claw-shotted to, if you're like at the very edge, then you can potentially drop and not actually land on the chandelier, so just be aware of that. But anyway, after we get the chest, pull sword out, and then L walk over to the side here and drop, and then you'll hold L and walk backwards, and then I'll press A and then B shortly after to do the jump attack like that and land here. And then there's a chest. Claw shot up to the right. Excuse me, because we'll go over here now. And here's this big chest. And then keep going around the circle. And then here's the small chest. And then from here, my recommendation, we're going to keep going around this way. And I recommend at this point to check the hint sign, which will be right here at the time of recording this video. Okay, so then now that we walk back into the center room, we can claw shot here. and then once it passes us, we can drop. We aim it this way to get quickly up to where we're going here. Excuse me. And also, this is where the water is going to be going later, so we only have to sit through a single cutscene once we get back into the main room. I think if you don't already have it turned, then it's a lot slower. Okay, so in this case, swap to bomb arrows. Nothing, unfortunately this room there's not really anything fancy you can do. So, well, as far as I know. Okay, so now this room, there's a bunch of different stuff you can do here, but we'll just do the, you know, works plenty well enough. So over here, I will go ahead and swap to wolf, because I believe it's slightly faster. But even if it's not, it's like significantly easier than doing 35 rolls in a row or something. Up a slope. Which one do we want to do first? I think we'll actually do this first. So once you get to the top, if you just hold up left and A to roll, then a lot of the time you can get that to work. Unfortunately this enemy's up here, so... Okay, well we didn't lock on, but yeah, you can pull out sword and then do a jump attack over. So we'll just jump this way. Something you can do here, you might think that you need to climb up to this one, but actually from this lower one, you can still jump and grab the switch there, so. Okay, so now we'll just swim over here. So one chest here, and then we'll go back into the big room on this side. Okay. So what you can do is drop in this corner, like that. I think maybe you can make that drop as wolf, but whatever. We're gonna get that pot out of the way just to make things easy. You can probably do this slightly faster, but anyway. So we're at wolf. Or we're as wolf, kind of facing in near the corner here. And if you do like a dash jump, then you can actually make that jump over there. So now a claw shot here. Let's see, okay. Sometimes that guy will be annoying, but it's RNG, so... But anyway. So that one, that's nice to get that one early. And then we can shoot this one down and get it. Okay. Let me... Sometimes, I don't know exactly what causes it. But yeah, sometimes this one will be high up. Or like it'll fall down at a weird height. So anyway, we'll have to probably actually jump on it up here, but it's fine. So now from here, go to the mini boss. Okay, thankfully we're on a good cycle, well, relatively good, so that we can make it here. Yeah, for this one... okay, I'll show this just because it's probably relevant for a lot of people. If you aren't doing this skip, then you can just continue to the second door there. and then use the small key. But anyway, I do want to show this, the lineup for this. So if you look, this pillar, so it, basically you'll stand up here, and then what I just aim left until I'm on it, like that. And then you basically want to mash B and get one out quickly. And then you'll end up here. And then from here you can just jump down. So funnily enough, I actually don't do that in the faster route, which I'll show later. Which the faster route is not like everyone needs to do this, it's just what I personally am probably going to be doing based on my testing. Okay, so now I will show the fast Deku Toad still. With ball and chain. That's like the fastest method. You can also do bomb arrows, but we'll just show this one. Okay, so at the start of the fight, hold L, mash your bomb arrows button, and then walk up to where his tongue is going to pop out, and kind of aim down at the ground. And then 2 hits of spinning the ball and chain will, like that's all it takes for the fight. For some reason, damage in this game is, you know, there's not much sense to it. Okay, I equipped a boomerang out of habit, but I don't know if we're actually going to use that, since we're taking a different route here. In fact, I haven't practiced this. I guess we'll go for it. See if I fail. Okay, but anyway, we're just walking out. I think walking out is faster than save quitting. But anyway, you could practice a faster way to do this, but what we actually want to do, instead of claw shot, like claw shot there, and then claw shot there, I think it's actually faster to like jump, and then do like a sword attack in midair, and then roll here. I believe is the slightly better option. Now you could practice doing a better, like how to hold the stick and what when you come out of the door there, in order to do it more quickly without, you know, having to walk and line it up and everything. Whoops. Yeah, you don't want to mash A because the camera after the cutscene is kind of weird and you'll roll into the wall. Okay. So we'll do the normal non-LJA method, or route, or whatever for this. Try to, hopefully this Keese doesn't attack. Sometimes the Keese are just like incredibly fast with how they attack. So that first claw shot, I like to get it out quickly and then hold left, you know. If you have to do an extra movement on the vine, it's not a huge deal compared to oops. Compared to getting hit by the Keese. These guys can be annoying, so we'll just get rid of them. This next guy can also be annoying, so what we'll do, roll once and pull him out, just because If you don't, he can hit you, and then that would be a problem. Okay, so you can jump attack here. 2, 3, 4. About 4 rolls should be enough. Okay. I thought there was supposed to be a guy here. But there he is. It's kind of a weird position. Okay, so fortunately that guy ran all the way over there, so I don't think he's going to bother. Or to be a bother. Should I have done that chest first or this other chest first? Not sure. I don't think it really matters. Oh, yeah, I think this chest first would have been better, but not a huge deal. Rolling off the wall there to make it to this chest can be hard. So anyway, pull sword, and then jump attack. And then from here, we're just going to hit down here. And once again, from the lower level, you can grab the lever. Okay, so now we want to go... Where do we want? I think we want to go on the right side here. Let's see. Go ahead and get this chest. Yeah, I haven't actually done this route like this in a while, so trying to remember how I normally go here. Okay, yeah, I think we definitely want to do this chest next. Though the platforms are rotating, I feel like it did something weird here. Yeah, I think normally I do this chest earlier, but I guess that worked out fine. This might be quicker, but it is more difficult. So yeah, you could do that chest earlier if you want, and that way the platforms aren't going to be rotating. But either way. Like, as you could see, it wasn't... The routing wasn't super awkward or anything. Okay, so now we want to go back in here. And you can claw shot across here, and then what we'll do is aim directly at this platform. We'll aim directly at this platform, and then I think, well, I'll do a roll jump and hold forward. So you may want to let go of forward. But anyway. Okay, yeah, I was late on that. We'll try it again. And also, let me... 1 second. Adjusting my health so we don't have to listen to the beeping. Okay, so anyway, you aim directly at the platform, jump. And then from here, let's see, where's the thing? There it is. Okay. Now from here, we'll do the maze correctly. So the first one is all the way down here. And then from here, you want to just immediately go left. And right here, oops, is the rock. Now I'll back away because I want to avoid my health beeping again, but you can like hit the rock, and then after the rock you want to go directly up. But you can't hit the bomb, I mean, to blow it up more quickly, but obviously you take damage. Okay, so then after that chest, you just go straight down, and then here's the next rock. And then you swim straight up. Okay, and then here's the door here. So this guy, if you want, he can be annoying, so you can pull him out first and then do this. I don't know if that helped at all. That might have made it worse. Okay, but sometimes he can make it down here with you, and then that's like a total disaster. Because you can get knocked off and then you have to make it all the way back. Okay, so from here, we'll do a save quit. You can do XB start. Make sure you actually save. But once you start the save, you can hold XB start to get back here more quickly, or you can just wait for it to finish saving and then say no, you don't want to continue. Okay, we've already shut these down, so we can just walk over here. So what we can do to get to the boss door is just walk up here and claw shot there once again, and then we'll drop down, walk back, and then drop again, and we'll land there. I held forward to roll so that I don't take damage, but you could just take the damage. I don't know which one's faster, but anyway, so we'll go in here. I do want to show a couple different things with this boss, so I am actually going to save. I see people in speedruns like have claw shots in their hands, like when they're falling like this, which I think is like frames faster is my guess. I don't know, I'm just making that up, but I'm going to hopefully I'll make a save state here and hopefully it doesn't crash. Okay, yeah, my dolphin likes to crash. But anyway, so I actually want to make another, or go back to the save state and adjust my sword to a better sword, because we'll talk about having a crappy sword in a second. But I swapped to Ordon sword. So what we want to do is claw shot the enemy, and then once he gets close to us, we'll hold L and do like a back hop, and then tap B in midair to draw the sword. Because here's what's going to happen if we try to draw the sword while we're locked on. We get a hit, and then okay, that was very weird. He was just chilling there. Okay, but in any case, we didn't go to the next phase. But yeah, we want to get a strong hit. So see how it spit the bombfish out? We're still in the first part of the fight. Let me quickly change swords again. And I'll make this a different save state. Okay. So we did back hop, B in midair, and then you do like an auto spin. So the way you do an auto spin is jump attack, and then spin the stick in midair. There's no B press, and then you can even take iron boots off. So you can look up other resources. I'm not going to spin forever on this boss. I do want to show an option for when you have like a really crappy, sword like this one, because just to show what happens here. Let's say we do the same thing. So the sword, you see we did the same thing, but the sword is so weak that we're actually still in this phase. So let's look at what an option for if you have a really crappy sword. Okay, so you'll have to mess around with that, but you can use water bombs like that. And the reason the first one didn't hit is because the hitbox is really weird on Morpheel. So when Morpheel bounces around like that, it's not until it reaches like the peak of its first bounce after you claw shot it that its hitbox reappears. I don't know why, but in any case, so there's weird timing, but I can assure you, and I'm gonna make another save state here, I can assure you that however painful that looked, it was infinitely better than trying to actually do the first phase. But anyway, so what we'll do here, we want to equip iron boots when we latch on, and what we can do is equip over iron boots, and then I'm going to press B to back out, and I'll hold L still, and then try to quickly claw shot and hopefully grab on again. Okay, so that's how you can get a quick re-grab. And then kind of hold left and mash A to swim, and that's where Morpheel should go. And so you can get a very quick, and then you can tap A for the last one. You can get a very quick fight there. I do want to show something kind of cool. I think I can... Does that get rid of my sword? Yeah, okay. So this was actually a recent discovery, which is kind of fun. So you can actually, even if you don't have a sword, you can just beat the crap out of... Okay, so missed the thing, but it's okay because we can go for it again. Yeah, you can just punch the eyeball, which is very cool that works. So we'll try again. So if you miss like if you miss the quick regrab, you can try to. I don't like that. Okay, well that worked. Does A work here? Yeah, A works here too. Nice. So basically what I'm saying is if you miss the quick regrab on the first time, don't get upset about it because you can just try again. So not a big deal. Okay. So that is a good enough route through the dungeon basically, and then basically everything you need to know about the boss. So anyway, the next part of this video is going to be, well, I've already recorded a bunch of segments of a quick playthrough with like harder strats and whatnot. And so I'll be probably talking over that playback. And then once it's done, then I will have some clips where I'm just talking about individual things, because there will be a lot of probably setups and stuff where it'll be like, what the heck? You know, like you can't just show me that and not tell me how to do it. But I will go over the things that I think need to be gone over, but I'll do that at the end of the video and after, so that you can see, like, if you just want to review that route, you can do it all together without it being kind of broken up like this one was. Okay, so let's see, something else to say. I wrote down a few things to mention about it. So yeah, the fast one you definitely don't need to do. The one I've shown here is like good enough in the sense that, like, for racing, you can try to improve your dungeons, but really, like, once, like, if your dungeon is as good as what I just showed here, then you're in a good spot, I think. So, like, I guess what I'm saying is, like, if you're just starting out, then grinding dungeons to try to get the fastest time possible is not your best use of time. So just keep that in mind. Like, understanding logic and overworld routing is more important than, like, grinding out Lakebed Temple as if you were doing individual level runs or something. But anyway, okay, I'm rambling. Other thing to mention about the playback of the fast strats is that there's, like, on a lot of door transitions, there's going to be like a weird sort of jump in the audio and video, and that's because I made save states on basically every door transition when I was going through it, because originally I was trying to, like, have a perfect run where I show every strat without, you know, messing up really, but that's not super realistic. I'm not saying the strats are not realistic, but sometimes, like, if you mess something up slightly, like an optimization, then it makes more sense to just continue on or whatever. So, but I did want to, since it's a recording, to show here's all of the strats. I wanted to show all of the strats without having, like, a bunch of mistakes where it's like, well, was that on purpose or was that an accident? I don't really know. So yeah, that's why I just recorded everything so that all of the stuff was in there. And then if there's any, like, small mistakes where I have trouble opening a chest, then you can probably assume that that was, you know, just bad controlling, but whatever. Okay. Going through my bullet points. Yeah, and once again, I'll go into detail about tricks and setups and stuff at the end of the video. But anyway, next thing we'll be doing is going over the fast strat. So I'm gonna stop this current recording and then we'll be back to voice over that one. All right, so see you in the next thing. So yeah, this is the faster route, and this is a recording that I'm talking over. In fact, I can't actually even hear it right now because I want the recording to be just my voice talking over it, and didn't want to make that harder. So anyway, so the first room is basically the same regardless. So this next, there's a setup I'm doing here where I enter the door from the very right, and then I pull sword, walk forward, roll into the cutscene, and then do a jump attack, and then that gets me into a good position. So I'll go over this movement later. But yeah, you can put the bomb when you do the LJA there. This is kind of funny. It's like hard to keep up with everything in terms of talking about it. But anyway, so we're gonna roll, try to land here, and then do a jump attack to land on the platform. I'll go over that movement later as well. I don't have that jump part at the end 100% consistent, but like if you fail it, then it's not a big deal. Because you can just climb up the ledge. So from here, I did a ton of work in this room trying to find a faster route, and I found one that was like almost, it was basically the same speed or like barely slower, and it was harder. So unfortunately the basic route that people are already doing appears to be the fastest thing in here, but that's fine. Okay. Probably you could walk to that chest a little better, but yeah, there's nothing special here. We're just going to both of the chests here, and then we'll go to get the hint sign. So yeah, this part is exactly the same as the route I showed earlier. So read the sign, and then we're going to claw shot, and then there's a slight optimization here. In my timing, it saved it saved like 10 frames, so a third of a second. If you lower here and then hold forward and mash A, you can get that roll out more quickly than if you were to just wait for it to move over and then drop from a height. So yeah, minor optimization. So we just roll through this room. Oh yeah, so this room is also one where there's not really a faster way to do it. There's probably a better way, like if you're not going to get hit by that enemy there. But yeah, it's basically the same thing here. So I did this weird turn because I was trying my hardest to avoid like re-grabbing onto the vines, because sometimes the game makes you want to re-grab vines. But even with the weird turn, it's probably faster than re-grabbing the vines, but maybe there's a better way to do that. Okay, so this room coming up, I got this from the Wildebeest, what I'm about to do here. And I timed multiple different methods, and they were all pretty close. But this one seemed to actually be the fastest. So what you do is LJA into the middle and grab the, like, pull the switch first, and then we'll do 2 rolls and shoot near the middle of the vines here, because what we'll do is hold right and R and mash Y to do the quick transform and do some jump attacks. And then we can run up this section as Wolf, which I believe in my testing was faster than human and also easier. And then what we'll do, and then we'll show in a second why this method is fast. Because you would think, well, grabbing that switch up front seems pretty slow, so how is this fast? Well, so we grab that chest, and then we grab... Okay, that was weird. Nice, and freaking out when I tried to claw shot there. So yeah. So here is where the time save comes from this route. So you move here and drop, and then jump attack with the sword, and you're immediately out of the room. So basically the fact that the exit is so ridiculously fast is why it's that method is fast. But okay, so we'll roll over to this chest, and then there's another strat I'm about to do coming up here, which I'll show the setup for after this video. But I want to enter the door from the right here as well. And we're gonna pull sword, do a backflip, jump attack, and then side hop, and then get to this door. So you might be wondering why we're going this way. Yeah, I spent a bunch of time in that previous room, but this way is not the fastest way. So doing Deku Toad before those other chests does appear to be faster, but what I'm doing here is not, it's not faster than like going to the post Deku Toad chest and then LJing over the railing. I believe this way is actually, I'll go over the timing for this bomb thing afterward also. But basically, I think it's about a second slower, but the reason I'm doing it this way is because that whole side hop setup I did was consistent, whereas if you try to go over to where the Lizalfos is in order to enter the Deku Toad area from the back, then there's more inconsistency because holding L, then you can sometimes target the Lizalfos, and then it like timing the jump attack there is more hard as well, or more difficult, whatever. So this is just to be fancy. You definitely don't need to do it that way. But yeah, all I did was like do 2 rolls, like timed rolls, so you wait for your speed to go back to 0 between each roll, and then angled and looked at a pillar on the wall. So walking to the chest versus rolling, I'm sure if someone's tasked, they could give a definite answer, but from my testing, it's basically the same. However, if you roll, then if anything, walking seemed faster, but by like X number of, like, 2 frames or something, just a guess. But walking is more consistent, because if you roll, you could mess it up. So I do like 2 rolls, walk up against the wall to get to this chest. Now, walking over here to get this chest is the reason that this way is slower, but it's they're like very close. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is side hop, roll, land on this, and then aim up above that thing, and then we're aiming above the stalactite. And I'll go over that later as well. not as hard as it might look. This one's actually hard. I wish there was something better here. So I do use the item wheel as much as I want to avoid it. I tried to find something that was 100% consistent to where I could just time it and not use the item wheel. But I couldn't get it. Like I could get something where it works, you know, 75 or 80% of the time, but then if you fail that trick, then you lose like a ton of time. So I think it's better to just use the item wheel and pause it for a second to make sure you're not going to fail it. Because yeah, it's pretty painful if you do fail it. Okay, so nothing really special here. We're just rolling out of that wing of the dungeon, and there's a cutscene for the water. Okay, entering this new wing of the dungeon. Looks like I missed trimming that one, so there was a longer pause there. I guess I'll just keep that in so that the audio lines up. So I rolled 3 times aimed toward those pots in the distance. I guess I can show that later. But yeah, I just quickly grab onto the vines because I don't want to mess with the keys. You could try to be a little cleaner about that, but it's kind of whatever. But yeah, from here, what we're going to do, claw shot over here. And then, I believe you can actually LJA over that small mound on the bottom of it. And it seems slightly faster, but also, since you're only having to aim left and right, it's a little easier as well. I probably could have walked closer to the ledge there, just to be safer, but it's not a huge deal. I did find an optimization here, in this next room. Like where I do this as Wolf. I posted the video and trick discussion in the TPR Discord a while ago, but it is about maybe 2 seconds faster, but it's not practical. Like it's something where you have to, so you can run into this corner and then B attack there to clip through. It's not practical if you haven't, like, let's say you haven't played Lakebed in 2 weeks, then you're probably going to fail it. So I just don't mess with that. But okay, so then we swim over here. This next room, I don't have like a perfect setup for avoiding the enemies, and it's also a bit hard to test because they're like where they're facing and where they are exactly is RNG, but I try to stand in a specific spot so I can land there. And then here's an LJA. I saw this in a different room. I actually stole that from Floosh. 5 rolls, and then I walk forward slightly because 5 rolls sometimes might not be quite enough. But anyway. But yeah, that LJA works pretty well. And for where to stand at the bottom of it, there's like a dark spot on the ground. I might show that later. Yeah, the Helmosaur up here I found is very annoying, so I just baited him to run there. So I'm going to buffer after opening this chest. I'm going to buffer, hold right on the stick, and then stop holding right once I step up here. And then I aim in between two two like vertical pillar things as part of that railing. I'll probably show the line up there. So here I wait for Link's legs as he's swimming to line up with each other like twice, and then that's close enough to have a pretty lenient aim. So 1 roll here, hold that down to open the gate, and here there's like a cycle where you're blocked here, so even if you're not completely optimal with your movement there, it doesn't really matter. And then here you're also blocked by another cycle. I believe in this recording this enemy here almost got in the way, which would have been annoying, but yeah, just managed to clip through. Now if the enemy decides to be annoying, then not much you can do. Here I tried to do some movement setups, but I found the fastest thing. Like my aiming was slow here, but I think just rolling over there and whatever is the fastest. I also grabbed that yellow rupee because it can slow down your your how fast your boomerang travels over this. Yeah, I didn't really talk about that one, but I'll definitely just show that. I'll probably show this whole room later, so don't worry about the details. Or I mean, I'll go over the details later. There is like some very frame tight A button presses you can do to drop through the floor here, but it seems, at least for me, I don't want to put the time into that. Like, it's inherently inconsistent, and so I didn't mess with that. I just went through and dropped. And then the reason I see sometimes people equip iron boots there, which I don't really get. Like, I don't really understand it, but I'm gonna need to have Boomerang back on for this room anyway, so I just don't mess with it. So I'm doing the same setup here, which so it like works with and without the cutscene, which is nice. I think your position is actually slightly different, but it works either way, so I'll go over that later. And then another nice thing is the way I'm doing these is I'm targeting the torch thing on the wall both times. So you, like, when you target that, I believe the boomerang goes to the same spot every time, so it's nice. Or it's like makes the aiming consistent as opposed to just trying to aim in about the same spot every time. It should be like basically exactly the same spot every time. So I move over to the line on the ground there, and then you can make this jump, which I was like, is that too hard? But no, it actually wasn't too hard. But okay, yeah, I'm looking through the map just because I was like, wow, that was really fast. Did I actually get everything? But okay, we're gonna cut this off now, and then I'll go over individual tricks and stuff. So okay, ending this section. Okay, so now get to go through these different setups. So the first thing is the entering the second room. So I'll be using some save states and stuff, but what you want to do is enter from all the way up against the right side. And let me make a bunch of save states there. Okay, so what you'll be doing, as the door is closing, you'll be holding up. So it's kind of buffered. You basically hold up while the door thing's happening. So that's step one here. And then you'll press B as you start walking to pull sword. And then what we're doing here is there's an with sword pulled as we're holding forward, we'll do a roll. And so you're timing when you press the roll. So as you're walking forward, you'll have sword out. As you're walking forward, you can see these blue things on the ground. See how there's like these blue tiles? 1, 2, 3. And then there's like this pink, I guess I would call it pink. It's very hard to, well, of course I'm also using like a filter on my screen, so colors are a little redder than normal, so I don't know, maybe it's more purple, but who really cares. This middle blue one is what you're looking at. So let's go here. So sword, and then you do the roll once you are kind of stepping on that middle blue one, and then the cutscene plays, and you can just hold L and mash A while the cutscene's going. And then if we look at where we landed, we're like right at the top of this pink, red, purple, whatever you want to call it one, which is a good position to be. And what we're going to do now is target the, let me make another save state. We'll target the torch thing. So there's no whatever, but once you're hovering over that, you can see that it's highlighted, sort of. So we'll just target there once, and then what I'll be doing, mash B to draw sword, and then you see this edge here. I'm waiting for the ring to go over that edge, and then I'll press A to do the LJA, and then shortly after pressing A, I'll press L in order to get my L press down when I'm not near any enemies. So this guy down here can be annoying, potentially, but let me just show the, so like that. So see how I'm holding L? If that guy over there was closer, then if I landed here and then tried to hold L, it would cause problems. But since I'm in this position and I'm already holding L without being locked on, then I can just do another jump attack to get up here. Unfortunately, he can't hit you up there. So here, you're gonna, while you're still holding L, you want to walk up to this corner, and you do want to be like pretty close to the front and really close to the top. It's maybe more precise than you would think. Like, you don't want to, I mean, obviously you don't want to fall off the right side, but you, okay, let me, oh god, is that going to hit me? No, okay. Yeah, I got impatient with myself, so we'll just move on. Okay, but anyway, now that we're in this position, in the first case, we want to go over and get that chest. So what we'll do, I'm looking up here to show you, but if you see that stalactite thing, I guess I can talk on it actually. So if we look at the stalactite, where I'm aiming, I'm kind of aiming here-ish with the screen, like on the left point right there. Except you have a bomb. So I'll pull a bomb, put it in my hand, enter first person, and then I kind of aim, I'll be like facing over here, and then I'll aim the screen toward that left point. And then you just, all you have to do is free throw the ring and basically mash B and press A to get out like a really quick LJA, and then you don't really have to time it. You just do it as fast as you can and it should work out. So I say that, hopefully it works out. So anyway, bomb, aim there. Okay, so that worked out. And so what I do here, another optimization, is like, you don't want to climb this because it's kind of slow and clunky, but you also can't jump attack on it. However, with the tiny lift you get from the edge here, it actually, so like if I'm here and jump attack, I can't make it, but if I'm on the edge, then you actually can make it, which is pretty cool. So I take that a little slow, so after I land, I walk here and then like target, and then normally kind of back up just to make sure I'm on it, because even with the slight time it takes to back up, it's still better than, you know, having to climb. Okay, so I'll show the movement after this chest, but actually the first thing I want to do, I guess I can try to do this one more time, just to see if I can get it twice in a row. That was kind of left. Okay, it worked out still. Yeah, I almost was aimed too far left, but if the bomb, like even if the bomb doesn't hit it, you'll still make the LJA up here. Okay, but yeah, I'll go over that movement here in a second. In fact, okay, we'll get another one because I want a save state there. But I guess this works out. I'll probably put timestamps in the video, so if any of this is like, I get the point then. Oh, almost too far right there. And aimed a little low there, but it worked out fine. Okay, so I do actually want to save, make a save state here. For late. Oh, okay. Yeah, my dolphin does that. Sorry about the noise. Okay, I'll just make that on my own time. We don't have to clip through it. You get the point. Okay, so now let's, yeah, sometimes if I do a save state, my dolphin is not, it just randomly says I'm not happy with that. Okay, so this time we're going to enter far from the right. And now there's no cutscene, which I can oh, okay. Whoops. Okay, now that I've triggered the cutscene, we'll go back here, and then we'll enter from the right. And now there won't be a cutscene, because we've already seen it. So this would be like after you save quit and you're just going to the boss. So anyway, it's the same thing. Now, that was a little weird, but anyway, this should still work out. Okay, so now we get up in the same position. You want to be really high up here, but instead of messing with that, normally that would be knocked down, but we're not messing with that again. Instead, what we're going to do is just target here and do a quick LJA, and then I will kind of hold up and right and aim this way, and then it's another one where, like, if you're low it doesn't really work, but you want to be standing up on the rim part here, like the blue and white lines. And then in that case, so my angle was kind of bad. I'm aimed too far left, which is why I'm clanking with this taller part right here. So, but if my angle, okay, I'm not wanting to climb. If my angle is a little better, I'll try it again in a second. But like if my angle is better here, so maybe more to the right, you want to land up on this one and then you can roll. So I can just try that again from here. So anyway, we want to get it really high up here, target that, and then aim. So if you aim really far right, then that works fine. So I probably need to get in the habit of aiming a little more right there. So let's try it again. So that might be high enough. So like that. So I think I kind of quickly went through the motions here. Maybe I'm spending too much time on this, but if I am, you can skip to the next part of the video. But yeah, it's the same thing. So I'm holding forward, B, roll, mash L and A. I was oddly far to the right there. So anyway, that's the motion. Okay, that's enough time here. So actually, now that we're here, I guess I can just transition this into the next section. Because I think this is what I'd be going over next. So hopefully save state doesn't crash this time. Okay. So after this finishes, what we want to do, I'll just show quickly. We're trying to land on this platform. It can be a little finicky, and if it messes up, it's not a big deal. And we also kind of want to draw the sword while we're falling. And what we want to do is aim over here. Not like directly against the wall, but over here-ish. Not like over there, because it's not going to work. But jump, and jump attack to land here. And then you can roll to the door. So the motion, sorry, wrong save state. The motion after opening the chest, I roll directly downward and then hold right. See, sometimes that'll happen. And I just like messed it up. You know, and I mean that's just gonna happen sometimes. But anyway. Roll down, hold right, draw sword. So like that's what it's supposed to look like. Roll down, hold right, release. I jumped too far right that time. So anyway, hopefully... So, I mean, I can do it decently well. Okay, whoops. So I held sideways too far, or too long that time, but, you know, if something screwy happens, then you can just climb back up. Because if you weren't doing anything special, what you'd probably do... Yeah, I just was testing that. I mean, that's probably what you would end up doing anyway, so not a huge deal. Aim too far left. So anyway, hopefully you get the point. That is obviously something I could practice more, but you can look at my inputs. But yeah, basically roll to the right. And release the stick so that you don't actually jump, and then press B while you're falling, and then hope things work out. But okay, that's enough on that one. The next thing is... Oh, okay, that's quite a bit further. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have to do a jump cut because it's quite a bit further in the dungeon, but I will see you in 2 seconds. Okay, so the next thing to talk about is the setup on the way to the Deku Toad. So this door right here, you want to enter from the right side again, like we did earlier in the dungeon. So there is, like going over to that far door, basically, excuse me, there's this door, and then there's that far one, but that Lizalfos is why I don't do that one. And this method is only like 1 second slower than that method, which involves like LJAing over the railing and stuff, so that's why I prefer this one. But anyway, so what we're going to do here, look at that giant enemy. Okay, we'll enter from the very far right side. And I'll make another save state right there. So what we'll do, we want to do a backflip and then a jump attack. So let me just draw the sword, backflip, jump attack. And I guess let me go ahead and mention, let's say you don't enter the door from all the way to the right, then you can just side hop, it's fine. Because we'll be getting back into this position anyway. But you do want to enter from the right side. So like if you're slightly off, you can just walk to the right a little, not a big deal. But let's talk about drawing the sword, because if I'm holding L and I press B, then that'll happen, so. Or another thing you might think is like, okay, let me backflip and then press B in midair, and sometimes that works. So it's like working fine there. I've had it, or wait, what was it? I had some weird thing where like, it would like buffer a slash. Was I don't remember what it was, but anyway, the way I do this, or the inputs that I've done, I hold L and back, I like buffer those, and then I tap B and A. So it's a little hard to see with the camera like this, but I'm holding L and back, and then I just put my right hand where my right pointer finger's on B and my middle finger's on A, and like that. So holding this, and then I just roll them. And then that, he'll draw a sword and backflip. Oops. But yeah, that's what we do. And then here, and then from here, while you're in the lag from the jump attack, you'll hold right and mash A. You don't actually need to mash A, that's just to try to get the jump attack out early. Because what we want to do is what I've shown there. Like, let's say you're slow on it so that you actually walk over here. Then when you side hop, you'll land up here. So it's not a huge deal because you can just use the sword to land here, but obviously it's slower. But anyway. And then you'll get a roll there even if you don't have a jump strike, or not jump strike, sorry, backslice. But anyway, okay. Hopefully that one was pretty clear. After opening this door, what I like to do is roll, draw sword, and then jump attack into the water, and then you can do your equips while you're here. But when you land in the water like this, you can immediately go to this swimming animation. From my timing, it was slightly, it was the best way I found to enter the water, essentially. Okay, so here, 1, 2 steps, and then, oops, didn't mean to mash you there. But anyway, you want to let the water push you over here. I'm going to make another save state. Okay. And then, excuse me, and then I can talk about how I time this bomb thing. So as I'm walking away, you can hear his footsteps clinking, kind of like a metronome. And so what I want to do is as I walk away from this, I'll pull the bomb on 4. So it'll be like 1, 2, 3, pull, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if you start your swim, then it'll finish during the cutscene and you won't get hit. So let me show that again. So it'll be on 4 you pull the bomb, and then you have like another 8, so I just count 4 2 more times. And then you want to throw the bomb either on like 8 to 9. If you throw it on 9, then you might not be able to get like the boost where you swim and move forward a little, but that's probably not a huge deal. Like if you're too late on it, but if you're too early, then the bomb's not even going to hit the rock, so you can just mess with it to see what kind of timing works for you. But anyway, I'll try it again. So 1, 2, 3, pull, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that yeah, that worked out pretty well. Now I think I'm not going to show the mini boss because like you can sorry, coughing a lot. You can do whatever you want for the mini boss basically. Unfortunately, I was trying to see if there's a fast way I have moon jump on. I don't think I can moon jump out of the water, can I? Oh, not really. Okay, so we'll go back here. I can show this other method and why I don't do it, maybe. So like you can do that perfectly fine, right? But it's just, it's only like a second faster, and it's, at least in my timing, and it's more inconsistent, so. But whatever. Okay, so the next thing on the list is the LJAs here. So we want to open the door just near the middle. Doesn't really matter. Unfortunately, yeah, I was thinking about it. I'm like, do I have... I'm gonna go ahead and put claw shots on, since that's what I would have at this point. Okay, so this one is pretty fancy. More save states. Please don't crash. Okay, we're back. And as you can see, the platforms are rotating, so I can't just like, you know, do this, because obviously there's no platform to land on, so. But yeah, just to go over the motions, as the door is closing, I'm going to hold L and right, and then mash A to basically get out the side hop really quickly. And then I basically keep mashing A, and I release holding right, so I do a roll instead of side hopping. And then as I'm rolling, I hold forward, so that instead of like rolling and grabbing the ledge, if I'm holding forward during the roll, then you'll actually jump. So that's the motion at the start. Do you need to do this motion, or could you just jump over to, is that gonna work? Nope. Okay. Like, do you actually need to do this motion? Like, why not just jump over here? You definitely can just jump over here. It's more just like, to me, it's easier. So like, you can see that works perfectly fine, but to me, it's easier to, sorry, wrong save state. Easier to just like, do some inputs that, that you don't have to worry about. Okay, so anyway, the second one failed. So that's one nice thing about this setup, is like if something goes wrong on the second one, then then potentially you're still on this platform. So let me talk about what's actually going on here. This one should be pretty obvious because the boomerang is obviously over this gigantic canopy thing. I don't know what you'd call it. But what's going on with this one? Well, okay. As you can see, there's a stalactite and it's thicker at the bottom and skinnier at the top. Now, I haven't actually looked at the collision viewer to see exactly what's going on, but basically we want a target. If you look up here, see that like dark spot? Sorry, right there. This like dark, kind of looks like a C. But that dark spot is where I'm aiming. So from here, if I get like right on it, and you don't have to be this precise, but if I'm right on it, then I'll be able to make that jump. Because I'm standing there and it's over that part of the stalactite, which is higher than me, so that's why the LJA works. Now, in terms of this first one, if you aim too low, okay, well that, sometimes it'll target the chain behind you, depending on how the camera works. But what I'm trying to get at is if you aim, like let's say I aim right here, right? It looks like I'm targeting the wall, or maybe like that. It looks like I'm targeting the wall, but if I throw it, then actually, I believe I was targeting the collision of the canopy thing. So that's why you want to be a fair bit over it. So you could target the wall, and it's not really clear. Like I think even if you targeted all the way up here, see how that jump was? That even like targeting all the way up there is still above the canopy thing. But I just target the, can you see in the wall here, see how there's this angle, and then and then there's a corner there, and then it goes off this way. So here, and then there's a corner, and then it goes that way. I basically aim near this brownish part in the corner, because that way you're like way above here and you're not worried about targeting that, but it's still above it. So that's where I go with the first target. And I guess to make this easier for people, I'll just do that. So you can see the jump failed, right? Why did the jump fail? It's because you're on a moving platform, and if you're too early, then the distance you jump won't actually make it there. But since we target here, and then we have to do another target, while we're doing the first target, the platform you're standing on is still moving. And therefore, by the time you make the second target, unless you're like super fast, then you should be good there. So first target, and then my kind of rule of thumb, see this chain that I'm aiming at here? Like that chain on the next platform over? When I make the target on the stalactite, I don't want to target on the right side of this chain. If I target on the left side of the chain, then, well, it gives me more time to kind of change the vertical alignment as I'm approaching the stalactite, so I don't actually have to move left or right while we're going to make another cycle. So you can see I can adjust up and down so that when we get over there, like that, hopefully that works, yeah. So that's kind of what I'm doing, but if I'm aiming on the left side of the chain, by the time I make that target, then the platform should have rotated enough to where the first jump makes it. And if you're worried about it, then, you know, you can just delay it by another half a second or whatever, and it'll probably work out. But anyway, so let's just try to do this maybe a couple of times. So up there, that was almost too early. Okay, that worked out. And sometimes you don't clink with anything, which feels really nice because it's like, wow, that worked out really well. Oops. Wasn't holding left. Okay, here. And I don't like that. So what we can do is just LJA over here. Oops. Okay, I'm really messing this up. But fortunately, you can see, even if you mess it up, the one nice thing about this one is that it's still sort of safe. So you can see my timing got off, but I was able to still just LJA there and LJ here as single ones, so you don't have to do the double. But yeah. I don't like that second one. Yeah, I was having trouble lining it up. Okay. Let me try to get one again. Yeah, that was slow. I want to try to get a quick one and then I'll move on. Yeah, so that one was pretty good. You kind of want to, ideally, I'll just jump here. Get this first one quickly and then like get your vertical alignment good on the second one, and then just wait for the rotation to naturally approach. So like basically if I'm looking here, then see how the target's naturally moving to the right. Then I just want to like move up and down such that my alignment is pretty good. So like there. So that's a target I feel really good about. Now you'd have to delay it more to like, cause you're like, well, I can just make that jump, right? And I think you can if you wait long enough. So see, I made the jump, right? But by the amount of time that I waited, the double LJA would be quicker. So I guess now that I'm mentioning that, like let's say you just want to do it something easy, then you can just I don't even know if that target worked. But you can just like wait and do this. There's other methods over here as well. I guess I can show this other thing. So you can like do this. The reason I don't do this one is that it's a little less consistent. Okay, well, there you go. That's one of the reasons I don't like that one. And it is slightly slower. Like doing this one very fast is slightly better. I say as I am not doing it fast. Yeah, I think kind of you have to like make this target and then move to the right, and then you kind of just have to accept how far right you move. So that one was pretty good. Yeah, I guess this is another case of if you okay, yeah, that might have been the best one out of the whole thing, so I'll leave it there. But oh, I just realized we're not done here. So after you get this chest, which I'll just make a lazy save state there. But anyway, after you get the chest, you will walk over here. So I kind of do like a U movement, so like that, and then walk. Like it's not actually as precise as you might think. You just kind of move near the edge, like that. You don't even have to be that close. It's more like here and then move close. Okay. And then how I target over here, if you see there's these, and I'll just make another save state in this position. If you see there's like these vertical light colored lines, and then there's like dark, and then light and dark, how it like, there's like vertical lines, hopefully you can see that. There's these 3 vertical white ones, like right here. And then there's this dark patch. So what I do is I just kind of target in the middle of the dark patch. And then the second target doesn't really matter because I'm going to try to wheel buffer it, or item wheel buffer. So you could go here, or you could go up here, whatever. I think it works fine if you just target over here. So we'll try to get this. Okay, so I can tell it went out of bounds. So what I'm going to do is hit up on the D-pad again and then mash A. Okay. And so it looks like it barely works. I mean, I guess it does barely work. But yeah, so target here, here. So that looks, oh, okay. No, I just did it early. So that's what I like doing. The reason the my item wheel buffer stuff looks weird is because I don't normally do it. Like normally I just do that, but I'm trying to get in the habit of buffering with the item wheel because failing this trick feels really bad because you end up down here and then you have to like, oops, then you have to like go back up here and then go over here, and I think I'm not even good at this one. Okay, well basically you want to, then you have to LJA there and then you LJA there, so it saves a lot of, I mean, costs a lot of time. So I normally target in this dark patch and then over here somewhere. So see, that actually saved me there because it was in front for some reason. I did basically the same thing, so that one's behind. But anyway, as you can see, like, I'm not perfect at this stuff. I could definitely practice it some more. Okay, but anyway, then what you'll do is stand here, claw shot there, grip the chest, and then you'll claw shot out to here. And then from here, what you'll do is roll toward this pot. Oops. I was wondering if that was happening. For me, I feel like I'm not very good at the timing the B press, but anyway. Ideally, you land up here. And sometimes if the Lizalfos has like run on this side of the fence, it's actually better potentially to just jump on the ground and then claw shot from the ground, because what we're going to do is claw shot back up here. Because you'll like get jump scared by the Lizalfos. He'll like land on this platform, it's actually kind of freaky. Sometimes he'll like fall off and die though, so that can be funny, but yeah, it's definitely a bit of a jump scare. And then we just exit. So we'll assume we've done the east wing now, and we're moving to the west wing. I don't really want to have to cut the video again. I probably should have, because I forgot about the cutscene there, but anyway, it's whatever. So we're going to the west wing, and this will be what you can do. West wing. Okay, I never actually turned the water, so let me do that. Okay, probably should have jumped. Definitely should have done a jump cut, but I was being lazy, so I apologize. But yeah, we're going this way now, and I'll do another save state. Please don't crash. I'll do another save state when I open the door here. And okay, thank God. Alright, so time for more Hawkeye. If you look in the distance, you see those pots on that platform? So that's what I'm aiming at. This is like another minor optimization. But I roll toward those pots 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Kind of aimed toward the pots. And then after the rolls, I just throw ring. Wait for it to come back over the platform there. So, like, not on the far side, but on the near side there. And then you do the LJA. There is an LJA you can do just to show. Like, is there one you can do where you don't have to wait on it to come back? There is. Like this, I think. Oops, sorry. It's kind of difficult. Which is why I don't do it. Like maybe here. Ish. Yeah, like that. So it is possible to do that one, but it's like much more precise, and I think if you do this one well, then like it this one's like really fast also. But okay. So that's an LJA there. Okay, the next one on my list is actually quite a bit later, so we'll definitely do a jump cut. Okay, so I did want to quickly show targeting this thing. This is something also where like I could work on it more, and I don't have a specific answer. But if you look on the ground, like as we approach from this door, you see there's like this kind of bluey green spot, and there's another one up there. So I kind of tried to stand near this one. These guys are, yeah. Eventually they'll notice you if you just mess around for too long. But we'll do a save state a little closer to gaining control. But yeah, what I try to do here is get near this spot and then aim here-ish, and then you can land here. So we'll try that again. So near that spot, and then aim here, and if you're lucky, they won't see you. So, okay, so now let's say if you land up here, then that's lucky. If you land in the water, you can just clash out there. Not the end of the world. But let's say you do actually land up here. Then, if you can do like one roll. That's weird. You can do like one roll, and then there's this dark spot on the ground. Right there. So here I am standing on the dark spot. And you just want to be kind of near the dark spot. Like, not super important. And then I aim like over here. I kind of aim over here-ish. And then you can make that LJA. So I have a moon jump on. So yeah, you just want to go like roll, get near the dark spot, aim over here-ish, wait for the boomerang to get near the end of the path away from you, and then you can do that. So that one's actually pretty easy. Okay, But yeah, once you do the LJA, in terms of making it up to the claw shot target, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now those weren't super close to the wall. Could have been a little better, but anyway, 5 rolls, and you can make it up here. So we'll keep going. And then there's this enemy here. I do want him to run that way, like toward me, so that he's less of a problem. Okay, I have a really hard time doing a C-up, specifically to go to this claw shot target for some reason. I have no idea why. Okay, but we do want to do this chest first, because the other chest, ideally you don't land on that. The other chest is part of a setup, so when we do this, approaching from this way, the camera will be the same every time. And so what we're going to do is just hold directly right on the stick. And if I press B and like close this, then see how he does that motion. I mean, it's pretty close to what we want, but not perfectly what we want. So once Link starts climbing, like stepping up the ledge like that, then I release B. So hold right, or not, sorry, don't release B, I release holding right. So I'm holding directly right, and then as soon as he starts climbing up, then I release. Unfortunately, that guy can't hit you up here. So, and the fact that this Helmosaurus here is the reason I was doing like a backflip side hop type thing, but then accidentally locking on him would cause problems. So anyway, so what we want to do now, if you look on this railing here, you see how there's like one vertical support thing? I feel like there's probably a term for that that's not coming to mind, but anyway. There's the vertical pillar thing, and then there's a second one, and then there's a third one. So this thing, and then this one. So those three are what I'm talking about. And what I do is aim in between the first two. So like if you imagine there was one halfway between these two, then that's kind of what I'm aiming at. And then you can make that jump. So the question is, why is this method faster on the second tower, but not the first one? So why did I do that other thing? And the reason is because on the second one, there's already water halfway. So exiting is very quick. Look at those. Let's say, what are those called? Is it a Hylian loach? I don't know. But that's a pretty rare fish in terms of fishing journal. But anyway, but the reason is that you can claw shot out of the water here. On the first tower, you have to run all the way back there and claw shot up and then run around. So anyway, that's why, at least in my timing, which is not necessarily like, I can't guarantee that to be an absolute truth, but in my testing, the method I showed for the first tower is faster, but then on this one, due to the water, this method is faster. So anyway, so step up here, aim kind of halfway, like that. And then let's talk about what we do here. So I drop, and then let's say the camera can be kind of weird, right, to get over here. But what you can do, sorry, wrong save state, is hold L forward and mash A in order to drop and fix the camera. Fortunately, there are no enemies you can lock onto. So like that. Okay, that was weird. Okay, as soon as I said there's no enemies to lock onto. That's very weird. Okay, so anyway, I guess if you need to, you can release the stick back to neutral. Or I guess you could release... Yeah, maybe your best bet is to not hold L and forward, just hold L and mash A, and then release both of them, and then start swimming. But in terms of timing, when to pull out the claw shot, if you watch Link's legs as he's swimming, see how they're apart, and then they get together, So like they're apart, together, apart, together. So what I do is wait for them to get together a second time. So 1, 2, and then once they like are connected a second time, then you're far enough forward. Like you don't have to wait that long, but you're far enough forward at that point to where like you have a ton of room to where you can aim and make it over. And the fact that it's more lenient makes things pretty easy. So anyway, hold L, mash A, 1, 2. Like that. And then we want to go to this side. Okay. Okay, final thing on the list. Well, not the final thing. Oops. But, yeah, we'll go ahead and go this way. Because the final thing is the, maze room. So, just aim here. That barely worked. Okay. Hopefully... I'm like so paranoid about this. Okay, so what we want to do for this room is some LJAs. If you notice, see how there's like this light tiled path thing? I don't know if tiled's the right word. But, and it has like these blue lines on the edge. So like this blue line. So from where we start in the room, you want to pull sword as you walk forward, like to this line, basically, and then do a jump attack. And you'll get, you'll land up on top of the thing there. So like this. Like that. And then from here, I'll make a save state from up here. So that first part's actually really easy. So from here, I believe, normally I aim like up here. Well, I'll show you what I aim. Hopefully this shows through in the video, but there's like this dark section on the wall here, and then there's this divide, and then it changes to a light section. So what I want to do is kind of here-ish aim at the light section. Okay, let me just try to do this without talking real. Okay, I think I was, you have to delay it a little. So like let's say I aim here and here. Then it is possible, see how I was too early. So I think what was happening is I was too early on that one. So, you know, another option, if you just want to be safe. Yeah. So like, that's probably what I should do, is like at least 2 targets on the second one. Because if you only do 1, the timing's way tighter. Yeah, so I would say 2 targets on the second one. But anyway, I believe also I can just aim horizontally, maybe? Okay, that also works, that's pretty nice. So, okay, so yeah, if you just aim horizontally here, and then kind of above, see this low point here? Kind of above that, and then once it transitions from this dark section, so like I'm on this dark section, and then it transitions to this brighter section. So I just go just above the line into the light section, and then you can make it here. And then from here, you just jump down. I'll show that one a few more times. I guess, do I have one? Yeah. So, hopefully that was fairly clear. But okay, so next we'll open this chest. And I actually want to be precise about how I do this, so we will get to see this another time. Because... Nice. My first target was bad. Okay, I was messing around with seeing about like aiming or only horizontally, but I'll just stick to my usual thing. So, okay, but from here we want to swim over this way. Oops. So when you open this chest, it should be at this angle. Like, if you do those motions the same, you'll be looking at it at this angle. So see how the camera's on this side, as opposed to like this side. So I think maybe it's like at a 45. So anyway, this angle versus this angle. I have a specific setup that I do for this angle. And it's hold directly right on the stick until Link turns that way. And then the side hop will work. If you are just kind of messy about it, then you'll like side hop in the water, and then it's a waste of time, because then you gotta... So I just wasted several seconds. Another option you have here is turning toward the chest, and you can jump attack on it, but then you have to turn further this way. So anyway, what I'm doing currently... Oops, that's another problem with the side hop method. So you can kind of do whatever you want, whatever seems best. So here I will mention you can free throw it if you want. So like that. I don't know. Oops. Tried to mash B. Okay. But yeah, probably don't recommend that. Just thought I'd mention it. But yeah, what you want to do is on this blue thing, kind of just target. You don't want to target right on the left edge because it won't work. So just like in the middle's fine. And then you can just go to the store. So I guess, oops, let me try to do this whole room together. That might be too far left. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, I think maybe you have to be very far left for it not to work. Okay, moment of truth. Do I have... Okay, I do have an early save state. Oops. Wasn't meaning to pull that, but I guess that works out. Yeah, I was actually going... I was trying to moon jump over the, gate there, but anyway, this should be the final thing. I know I kind of rambled about the, what's it called? Oops. Actually, yeah. Kind of rambled about some of those, like going over how to do the things, but I feel like maybe that's the part people would want me to go into detail about anyway, so. But okay, what I want to show here, this is how the stairs are going to be faced normally. So this is after you save quit. So what I'll do, unfortunately, okay, there's not going to be a cutscene here. There would be a cutscene of the water normally, but it doesn't actually impact anything, so hopefully you can overlook that. But anyway, so you save quit after opening all the chests, and then you come back here, and then it plays a cutscene, and you're in this position. You want to open the right door, like always open the right door, because the animation is faster, or so I've been told. So just in general, you want to get in the habit of always opening the right doors. Okay, but now what we want to do is if we look down here, there is the boss room. So we can actually roll and do a sword attack to land there. However, if we just from here try to do that, then we will grab this thing, which we don't want to do. So you can... Okay, whoops. Well, yeah, I was going to say you can just go for it like that, which works fine. Okay, sorry, I keep hitting the wrong one. But as you saw, so like you can just go for it, but as you saw when I first tried to do that, I accidentally grabbed the lever, because like if your jump is imprecise, well, I was trying to show, like if you, okay. Well, you can do this how you want, but my point is like if you just try to go for it without a setup, then sometimes you'll like grab this, and then that's like a huge time loss. So. Well, not a huge time loss, but anyway, quite a bit of time loss. So the point is, if you just move to the right some, so like I hold up and right to like get my right foot on this line, like see the right edge of these tiles. So I think even if you're like centered on them, like this, then you can still make it. So basically all I do, sorry, I keep clicking the wrong one. I just move here and then roll directly forward, and then you can make that jump pretty easily. And then I think, so like I think the slight time loss of doing it with a setup, oops, I say that, and then I side hop. I guess you can just side hop back. Makes it better, because I really don't want to ever mess this up. So, anyway, that's the, that's what I do there. And I believe it does actually save quite a bit of time, because it's like, is that worth doing? Well, the alternative is flash shotting here and coming down here. So I believe it does save quite a bit of time and is worth it. And it's actually not very difficult. But okay. I think that is everything I wanted to go over. There were some things like some LJAs and stuff that I didn't specifically go over. But hopefully, like the ones that I didn't specifically go over, I thought were easy enough to not really need an explanation. So hopefully that works out okay. But yeah, I think this is the end of Lakebed Temple video. I've been spending like quite a lot of time. I don't know how many hours I've spent here within the past like couple of weeks or whatever, but yeah, I feel pretty good about Lakebed. Like I think I definitely appreciate the dungeon more after spending so much time here. So anyway, hopefully this video is helpful. I'm sure it'll be helpful in some degree to at least someone, because there's too much there for it not to be. But anyway, that'll be the end of this one. I don't really have plans right now for the next video, because I've done City, which obviously the City one wasn't in as much detail as this one, but it's probably good enough. And this one, but for other dungeons, I feel like most of them are, like these are the two hardest dungeons in a way, in terms of, like there's a ton of time to save if you and learn a little bit about how to execute them. But anyway, all that to say, I don't really have plans for a next dungeon video right now. I guess you could leave a request if you had one you were interested in, but it'll probably be a while because I think I'm going to work on other stuff. But I got like hyper fixated on like Lakebed Temple for some reason, so I had to see this through. But okay. Yeah, that'll be the end of this video, and so hope it helped, and I'll see you in whatever the next thing is.